What's going on, YouTube gamers? Bonfire here, and just the other day, Ubisoft officially announced that their highly anticipated upcoming game, The Division, has been delayed. Again. Ubisoft has stated that The Division has been delayed into 2016, I think early or springtime 2016. Officially, they said it's their last quarter in their fiscal year 2016. And in digesting that information and thinking about this, I can't help but think, should we be concerned? And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I want to talk about why maybe we should be concerned and some concerns I have regarding this game and its second or third delay. Now, if and when this game comes out in early 2016, it'll have been almost 3 years since its first announcement at E3 2013 that it comes out. And that's a long time to wait from your first announcement to when the game finally comes out. That's a really long time. Now at E3 2013, when this game was announced, it blew everyone's minds, myself included. This game looks awesome, and I still think it looks awesome. I'm still very excited for it. But it looked great and really stole the show, and the hype level was huge. And I still think the hype level is huge for this game. A lot of people are still super excited for this game. It definitely tops a lot of people's most anticipated lists. But because we're having to wait so long, it might not live up to those expectations, because expectations grow, concerns grow, and sometimes the game that was originally announced 3 years ago ends up not being the same game that actually comes out. And we've seen this with other titles as well. The most relevant and recent example I can think of, which happens to be another Ubisoft title, is Watch Dogs. This game was announced in 2012, blew everyone's minds, the hype level was real, and then when it finally came out in 2014, 2 years later, after a delay, it just didn't deliver, and it wasn't the same type of game. The Division not being the same game is probably my biggest concern about it. We saw this with Watch Dogs, where it was announced and it really set some high expectations, and everyone was excited about this hacking, this open world, this beautiful looking game, and everyone was saying this is the real next gen game. This is what next gen is all about. And then when it finally came out in 2014, 2 years later, it was just a shell of itself. It didn't deliver on all those expectations, and it didn't have the depth and the graphical beauty that was originally shown to us back in 2012. And I don't want the Division to go through that. I don't want this to happen with the Division, because the Division is setting some of those high expectations and is really one of the big things about this game is its unprecedented level of realism, and it has huge RPG elements, it has huge multiplayer and player versus player components, and again, a lot of this looks like a huge next-gen game. We're going down that same path that we have with Watch Dogs, and I don't want to be set up for the same disappointment we had with Watch Dogs, even though I personally enjoyed Watch Dogs. Another concern I have for this game is its heavy focus on multiplayer. And we've seen this with other games, especially multiplayer-only games, and games that focus heavily on online components in this next-gen console generation. And what I'm concerned about regarding multiplayer and heavy online components is, one, is there a lot of depth to it? Is there going to be a lot of things that keep me coming back, keep me playing? Can I play without friends? Can I play some single player online? And will the online work? Because we've seen problems with online only other games. A couple examples that I can think of are Titanfall is online multiplayer only, Evolve is online multiplayer only, and Destiny isn't online multiplayer only, but it is online and it heavily emphasizes multiplayer. All of those games are fantastic and great in their own right, but all those games didn't really live up to those expectations and have experienced some problems and issues of their own, and especially Destiny, where it really focuses on multiplayer components and the need to play with other players or you're not going to have the best experience. That worries me, because I like playing single player, and I think games suffer if they don't offer a good single player experience. Doesn't necessarily have to be a campaign, but you should be able to play the game by yourself if you want to. Another concern that I have about The Division is that in the same announcement where they said that the game has been delayed in 2016, they also said that a fourth studio has joined Ubisoft to work on The Division. A fourth studio. Now, I know it's not unheard of or unprecedented that another studio helps out the original developer to work on different components of the game. Call of Duty is a great example where the primary studios like Treyarch, they reach out to other studios to work on smaller and different components about the game. Multiplayer and DLC is a great example of that. But 4 different studios working on one game just seems like a lot. And could mean a couple different things, but it could be good or it could be bad. And the good side of it is that this game is so massive that they need the help of another 4th studio, and that all these studios working together on this game could deliver that experience that we're looking for, that I talked about previously, that next gen, heavy, unprecedented level of realism, the huge RPG elements, all of that awesome stuff that we're looking forward to this game. They could nail it and could deliver on it with the help of this now 4th studio. The flip side of that is that because this game is so massive, they're not going to be able to do all those things promised, and to even get some sort of level of the game finished, they need a 4th studio to help them out. Now, I hope it's the first one, but on this one, only time will tell. I just thought it was a really interesting little bit that 4 different studios are working on The Division. Last but certainly not least, there is an alpha or beta rumored for this game. And it's been rumored for quite some time, and I expect if there is one, we'll hear about it at E3 this year. But we've seen this with other games where it's heavily multiplayer, and they do an alpha or a beta, whatever you guys want to call it, not only to help sell the game, but to test the servers, which it's always good to test the servers and make sure that online components work when the game launches. But in the other games that I'm thinking of that have done this, it is spoiled the game. And in those demos or betas, alphas, whatever you want to call them, that was pretty much the gist of the game. Again, classic examples I want to refer to are Titanfall, Evolve, and Destiny. All those games had alphas and betas, some more than just one, and it ended up being that what we were playing in those alphas and betas ended up being practically the final version of the game. And that's all there was to the gameplay. And I don't want this to happen to The Division. I think it would be fun to play an alpha and beta version of this game, to try it out, see what it's like, see what it's going to feel like and look like. But I'm really hoping that whatever they deliver and let us play in an alpha or beta doesn't spoil the entire game. Now, overall, I'm still very excited for The Division. Don't get me wrong. I think this game looks awesome, and it has certainly been on one of my top anticipated games watch list for quite some time. I just think with so many games that have come out in this current console generation that haven't lived up to their expectations, we should question these things and look into these things and be concerned. I think I have valid concerns here. So let me know what you guys think about The Division, and if you guys have any concerns, down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the videos, I hope you did, let me know with a thumbs up. And if you're brand new to the channel, I sure hope you'll hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more good content coming your way. Until next time, I'm Bonfire, and I will see you online. Hey guys, don't forget about Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and hit that button down below.